Honorable bench, respected members of the opposition, teachers, and my beloved audience. I'm Ananya Iyer, and I will be speaking for the motion. India is not a secular country. The initial words of the Indian Constitution's preamble blare out to every student in the world's largest democracy who had the misfortune of studying the NCERT textbook. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. These words are fading into the abyss of irrelevance. Secular, an adjective, not connected with religious or spiritual matters. Secularism calls for a doctrine where all religions are given equal status, recognition, and support from the state, or can also be defined as a doctrine that promotes the separation of the state from religion. Secularism stands for no discrimination and partiality on the grounds of religion and equal opportunities to follow all religions. With the 42nd Amendment of the Constitution of India enacted in 1976, the preamble to the Constitution asserted that India is a secular nation. However, the Supreme Court of India in the 1994 case, S.R. Bommai versus Union of India, established the fact that India was secular since the formation of the Republic. The judgment established that there is separation of state and religion. It said, to quote, in matters of state, religion has no place. And if the Constitution requires the state to be secular in thought and action, the same requirement attaches to political parties as well. The Constitution does not recognize, it does not permit mixing religion and state power. That is the constitutional injunction. None can say otherwise so long as this Constitution governs this country. Politics and religion cannot be mixed. Any state government which pursues non-secular on policies or non-secular course of action acts contrary to the constitutional mandate and renders itself amenable to action under Article 356. Furthermore, constitutionally, Article 27 of the Constitution prohibits using taxpayers' money for the promotion of any religion. Now that we have defined what secularism is for this particular debate, let me lay before you two out of an uncountably large number of examples that demonstrate that India is not secular. 1. Because the government controls temples but not mosques or churches. The Hindu Religious and Charitable Endowment Act allows state governments to take over temples and control their vast properties and assets. Bizarrely, the state government can use the money generated by a temple, donations, income from assets, etc., for purposes that have absolutely nothing to do with not just the temple or other temples, but even those which have nothing to do with Hindus or Hinduism. Interestingly, none of this applies to mosques, churches, or gurudwaras. The government has no legal authority to take over the management of a non-Hindu place of worship. Article 290A of the Constitution, which was added in 1956, provides for Kerala state funds to be paid for the upkeep of Hindu temples and shrines in the territories of former princely state of Travancore. What state but a denominational one would spend government funds to promote a particular religion? In a trip to the United States in 1984, AP Chief Minister N.T. Ramarao found nothing objectionable in spending government funds for distributing medallions with Sri Venkateshwara's image among other potential investors in his state. 2. Subsidies for Hajj, but not Amarnath Yatra. I find the concept of the state funding a pilgrimage using taxpayer money rather strange. A truly secular country would not subsidize any pilgrimage, period. However, the Indian government spent rupees 836 crores on Hajj subsidies in 2012. The Supreme Court passed an order that directed the government to phase out the subsidy within 10 years. If the state were so keen to subsidize pilgrimages, shouldn't it subsidize the pilgrimages of all religions? Why are subsidies of the same scale not extended to an Amarnath Yatra, a Kumbh Mela, or for that matter, a pilgrimage to Israel? Before critics argue that the government spends a lot of money on providing pilgrims of the Amarnath Yatra or Kumbh Mela's security, I would like to submit to the bench that that the provision of security to citizens is not a favor but a basic responsibility of the state, something the current government has beautifully failed at this Kumbh Mela. I would love to see the honorable opposition trying to convince you in what I'm sure are dry thoughts and half-heartedly strung words as to how the state of India is secular. Like Shakespeare said, but Brutus says Caesar was ambitious and Brutus is an honorable man. Thank you.